um, we started off by saying that there's like maybe you push an item to the start, so you get this value. And I think when you push, I think it involves like maybe say um, the cooldown of um, saying that you push a value like from maybe say one array to another array. So operation Z, you have like a cooldown to actually push the value. And the next interesting thing is that okay, now I need to insert a new value. I have not enough space, so you have to actually operation Y. You you create this array, and as such that this array actually requires some mana cost for it. and and so like it requires 2 mana to actually produce this item, and then you need to actually spend some cooldown to actually push values. So you push this and you push this value. So again, operation Y, create a new one, and that operation E of as such is that the number of like size of like the array that you create is usually 2x of maybe say the previous. So so what's gonna actually um, truly happen is that you 2 times of this, so you get an item like this. So I mean you push eventually, so you get these 2 items. So and then of course like operation E is that you have like this double size, and and the purpose of this, that you can actually say that it's very much to do with say that you are following a sort of like a math logic, and there's like a specific name for it. And as such is like whatever it's trying to actually achieve is very much of balancing of creating how big it is. Because you can actually argue that, oh, why not do I actually argue to actually increase infinite amount of like space for it. And we argue that we should actually just create 2x of space because of a certain math logic that we put in place, right? So I mean, coming to that, with 2 times of it, so you spend some cooldown to actually push all the values in, so the 5 and the 6 to be pushed over, and then now you run out of space, so it's very much of like you ran out of like maybe say the space, so that's when you actually need to actually create the array, and of as such is like usually the 2 times. So you ran out of space, you're gonna need to create a new one. If not, for the most case, it's just maybe say like just it's just following operation Z, where it just keep on spend the cooldown to actually push a value in if there's no ran out of space. So but when there's ran out of space, you need to create this whole item list, and then you start pushing from previous. So you push previous values in, so what you're gonna get is obviously the 5 and the 6, and then you're gonna push new values in, right? So you push new values. So what you're gonna get, it's basically the 7s, and the 8. So now you ran out of space again, and then you need to actually create a new one, and usually it's on 2x, and this time around it's like 8 sides of it. So what you gotta do, you're gonna start pushing the previous values in first. So it's the 5, the 6, the 7s, and the 8s. And now that you have like these items, obvious that you can start to push like the new values in. So we have the 9, we have the 10, we have the 11, and we have the 12. And so I mean, fundamentally, whatever we talk here is the under the hood of maybe a code base on how we actually operate and do things. And so I think in the overall grand scheme of things, it's like trying to push this idea of saying that if you want to actually like in an array that you want to push a value in, it's like operation Z is that it's usually it requires you a cooldown of like maybe say 1 to be able to cooldown of constant to actually push a value in general unless you have like a special case of like, oh, you ran out of space and then you need to create a new array. But and we have like the efficiency item over here that actually makes sure that, you know, I mean, this item is very much to do with like efficiency, is because that it want to actually limit itself for spending too much mana, and that just enough of mana so that you don't have to actually keep on creating. So when you really talk about like balancing, it's very much to talk with like these two items. it's like I want to create space, like I want to create enough space, right? And I don't want to create um, like I want to create enough, and here is like creating of like too much, you know. So having just enough, and the balance of having too much and having enough. And that's why we need to have like a certain logic for us to do that, um, and we follow like a math logic to actually calculate that, okay, actually we need 2x. That's the best balance that we can actually achieve. So yeah, I mean, overall it doesn't require much of like maybe say insights or anything, because at the end of the day we're just pushing value in. So yep, everything comes to an end.